everybody, it's iCrafts, and yes, I am still alive. I took like a 2-month break, but I was just really stressed with finals, and honestly, I just really didn't feel like filming because I wasn't really looming that much, but I think I'm back. Anyway, today I'm going to be making a tutorial on the Xylia Bracelet by Emerald Looms, and that's how she told me to pronounce it, so this is her Instagram. Super nice pictures. You should definitely go check her out, and she also has a YouTube channel. If you make this bracelet, be sure to use the hashtags Xylia Bracelet, iCrafts stuff, and Emerald Looms. So without further ado, let's just get started. For this bracelet, you will be needing any type of loom as long as there are 3 pin bars and they're in the staggered configuration. Bands, and for all 3 single chains, I'll be using black, and then for the colored parts, I'll be using limited edition neon bands. You will also need a C-clip or S-clip and any type of hook. You don't really need a melted hook. There's actually not that much tension in this bracelet, so you can use a plastic hook if you'd like. And that is it. So now we can begin making the bracelet. So to begin this, we are just going to be taking the border bands and going outwards. But we're not going to be making the complete border right now. We're actually going to be doing this in parts. So next, you're going to take whatever color you want to use for the center single chain, and I'll be using black again, and go forwards. And then take your colored bands and go outwards like a Y shape. So just like that. And I'm going to try to go slow, but not too slow. I don't know. Feel free to pause the video if you need to. And then I'm going to be continuing with my border, just going upwards. So like this, but we're actually going to be pausing placing bands just to loop these 2 over, so you can use your fingers or your hook. I'm going to use my hook. And you're just going to take the top part of the color band and pull it down over the top of this peg. And the same on this side, so just grab it and pull it over. And it should be pretty loose, but not so loose that it'll fall off. So we will just keep it like that for the rest of the placement. And then this part basically starts over. So go up in the middle, outwards with your colored bands. And just to make it easier and a bit more neat looking, I'm going to always be placing the left side first. So next I'm going to continue with my border and go upwards. And then once again I'm going to be grabbing the top part of my color bands and pulling it over the peg. So if you grab it with your fingers, it's just as easy. It's just a little bit easier to show if I do it with my hook. So just like that. Then I'm going to continue going up in the center and then out to finish off that Y shape. And finally going up with my border bands. So I'm going to go about halfway up my loom, and then I will be back. So next I'm going to grab the top of the yellow band, flip it over, and the same on this side. And continuing. Always make sure you do place the color bands first. Otherwise, when you are pulling the color bands over, you won't really be doing anything. You'll just be taking them right back off the loom. And I'm going to do this twice more before I go off camera. And again, just pulling it right over. So the last process before I go off camera, just making the Y shape, going up with my border bands, and then finally looping these right over. So this is what it looks like so far, and I'm going to be continuing up the entire length of my loom, so I will be right back. Okay, so the air conditioner just turned on, so sorry if you can hear that, but this is what my loom looks like. And to finish off, you just need to go upwards in the center, and then instead of placing the color bands, you're just going to go inwards with your border color. So hopefully that made sense, and now I'm going to turn my loom around and we can start the hooking process. So the first thing we need to do is add a cap band on the bottom peg, And now I'm going to grab my hook and just go inside the cap band and loop out all 3 bands. So whatever order they're in, you're just going to loop all of them outwards. And then upwards for the center one. And then before we do anything else, we're actually going to be looping these bands again, and this part's kind of confusing, so just feel free to pause the video and go slowly. So we're going to be taking the top part of this band and first pull it over the center peg, so it should be quite a bit looser, and then pull it down over this peg right here. So it should be like a little twist right there, and the same on this side, so pulling it down over the center peg and then also over the bottom peg. So that's what it should look like. And now go inside this peg, and you should be going through 3 layers and grabbing the bottom band. Instead of looping this upwards, we're going to be looping it into the center, and on this side going through all those bands, grabbing the bottom and looping it into the center. So like that, and then finally just looping this band up. So I'm going to repeat that, taking the top of the purple band and pulling it downwards and then over to this peg. The other side, just pull it down over this peg right here. And then once again go inside on the left first and grab the bottom band and loop it into the center, and on the right as well. So it's not too confusing, just make sure you're pulling these bands to the right spot. So again, going inside the center peg and looping the bottom band up. Then taking this neon green band, pulling it over that peg in the center, and it should be like an infinity sign, and then pulling it down over this bottom peg, and the same on the other side. So always make sure it's forming a cross right here. But yeah, that's what it should look like. For some reason, I forget very often to loop these center bands right here, not those, these bands. So just make sure you don't do that, because I don't know, I forgot the first time I made this and I'm forgetting this time. So yeah. But now I'm going to continue, and feel free to rewind if you need to rewatch the previous instructions. Also, these bands do come up sometimes, but you can just put them back, but you don't really need to if you've already looped the band. So I'm going to do one last one, and now I am going to go off camera. This is just to save time. I know I might not have gone the perfect speed for everyone, but everybody is different. And again, pause the video, rewind, whatever you have to do. You can even go into the settings if you're on a desktop or the desktop view of YouTube, and go to the settings right in the corner down there and change the speed to 0.5 or 0.25, whatever you need. I'm going to be back once I have done the rest of this bracelet, and I'll show you how to finish it off. Now I'm going to just finish it off, and this is pretty straightforward. You just have to go in through this peg and loop the band forwards, and then on each of these pegs go inwards, and you'll only be going through half of the band, but that's okay. So this is what your loom should look like. I'll give you a close-up just so you can see how these bands are twisted, because they should be like crossed over like that. So now I'm going to remove my bracelets from the loom, except for this peg right here. So this is what my bracelet looks like, and I know it is kind of messy at this point, but you can arrange it. It is a pretty loose bracelet. This side is neater, and I think, I don't know, they're pretty similar, but I think this side's a little bit neater, at least for me. So I'm going to go ahead and make an extension now. And now I'm going to attach my C-clip. So I have my C-clip on, going to secure it to my cap band. So that is how you make the Xylia bracelet. And once again, this is not my own original design. It was created by Emerald Looms, and if you post this on Instagram, be sure to use the hashtags that I listed in the beginning of the video. And by the way, thank you so much for like 10.8k subscribers. I don't know if I was still uploading when I reached 10,000 subscribers. I can't remember, that was a while ago. But thank you so much, and I'm not really sure if I'm going to be doing a giveaway because I recently went to a convention and I kind of spent a lot of money, and I am on summer vacation, so I hope to see you very soon in my next tutorial.